Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Gyan Darshan. Today, we're jumping straight into a truly fascinating Vishlashan, our deep dive analysis of a highly sacred observance drawn directly from our ancient texts, Yogini Ekadashi. We've got a lot of incredible ground to cover, so let's just get right into it, shall we? You know, I always say, to fix a modern mind, sometimes you need an ancient remedy. In our hyper-connected, always-on world today, mental exhaustion is pretty much the default state, right? So how do we actually find true mental peace and deep spiritual cleansing? It's a dilemma every single one of us faces. But what I found absolutely fascinating in digging through these texts is that they offer a time-tested solution to this very modern problem. It's like a structured pause, a day dedicated entirely to hitting the reset button on your mind and purifying your spirit. Now, if you're looking to actually practice this reset, the magic number to keep in mind is 10, more specifically, July 10th. According to the text we're unpacking today, the next major observance of this sacred day is going to fall on July 10th in the year 2026. And highlighting this specific date is absolutely crucial, because these traditions, they require a bit of a runway. It's not just a spontaneous wake up and do it kind of event. Marking this on the calendar well in advance gives practitioners the time to mentally and physically prep for the rigorous but deeply rewarding fast that completely defines Yogini Ekadashi. Actually, to really grasp why July 10th, 2026 was chosen, we've got to look at the traditional lunar timing. Because Yogini Ekadashi doesn't just follow a standard solar calendar. Our sources detail that it's celebrated during the Aishahada month. And even more specifically, it lands squarely during the Krishna Paksha. For those who might need a quick refresher, Krishna Paksha is the dark fortnight, the phase of the waning moon. And understanding this lunar alignment is, frankly, central to the whole tradition. The waning moon is symbolically linked to the fading away of our own internal darkness and those sticky worldly attachments. Take a look at exactly who is at the center of all this devotion. The entire observance and the fast are strictly, totally dedicated to the worship of Lord Vishnu and Mata Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity. This dual veneration is a massive, and I mean massive, cornerstone of the texts we're analyzing today. It's not just about, skipping a few meals. It is an active, hyper-focused dedication of your energy, your time, and your thoughts directly toward these divine figures to seek their blessings. And what's truly mind-blowing here is the sheer scriptural weight behind this practice. We have this quote directly from the revered Padma Purana, and it elevates Yogini Ekadashi from just being some simple monthly ritual to a literal powerhouse of spiritual purification. The text describes this fast as a destroyer of numerous worldly sins. I mean, that is a powerful promise of a clean slate, right? The sources heavily emphasize that for followers, observing this day is a profound, almost unparalleled opportunity to wipe away past wrongdoings and start completely fresh on a righteous path. So, moving on from the what and the when, let's get down to the brass tacks, the how. As we always say on the show, knowledge is nothing without practice, and the practice here is broken down into a super clear 3-step journey. Step 1 is the physical fast and chanting on the actual day of Ekadashi. Step 2 involves charity and specific worship, and Step 3 is the parana, which is the breaking of the fast on the following day. Having this kind of structured roadmap is exactly why this ancient practice has survived and remains so accessible to people even today. Let's unpack these steps a bit more. Expanding on that very first step, devotees don't just sit around thinking about how hungry they are. Far from it. Instead, they're actively engaging their minds by chanting specific sacred texts. The sources highlight diving into the Vishnu Sahasranama, reciting the Bhagavad Gita, and continuously chanting the mantras of Lord Vishnu. This constant, rhythmic repetition is deliberately designed to crowd out worldly thoughts with divine focus. It basically turns the physical fast into a deeply intense mental workout as well. And this next part brilliantly illustrates such a beautiful duality. On one hand, we have the deeply inward, incredibly personal and spiritual devotion of Tulsi worship. But then, that is perfectly balanced by the outward, active devotion of charity or dan punya, and actively serving the needy. It's just a perfect yin and yang. You've got the inward focus of personal prayer, coupled directly with the hands-on devotion of helping your fellow human beings. Both are absolutely essential here. You literally cannot fully realize the significance of the day without practicing both the spiritual and the social responsibilities. Okay, finally we reach the conclusion of the ritual sequence, the Dwadashi Purana. Now, the fast isn't just broken casually, whenever you happen to feel like grabbing a snack. No way. The sources are extremely specific that the fast must be broken on the following day during the exact Dwadashi Tithi. And it has to be done with proper traditional methods and rituals, what's known as Vidhi Vidhan. This structured conclusion ensures that all that incredible discipline you maintain during the fast is carried through to the very, very end, completely honoring the sanctity of the entire process. So what is the ultimate why behind all of this effort? Why bother with the strict lunar timing, the fasting, the charity, the whole shebang? Well, the primary outcomes detailed in the source material are mental purity, spiritual elevation, and receiving divine grace. By intentionally depriving the body of its regular indulgences and instead filling the mind with positive, highly spiritual actions, the practitioner effectively scrubs their mental state clean. It's like a deep clean for the soul, allowing for genuine spiritual progress to finally take root. Let's take a second to slowly unpack these 4 pillars because honestly, these are the true anchors of the entire tradition. The text tells us that Yogini Ekadashi inspires a life built on 4 timeless virtues. First up, sanyam, or self-control, which obviously you practice through the fast. Second is satya, truth. Third is karuna, compassion, which you exercise through that charity we talked about. And fourth is dharma, living a life of righteousness. While this is a very ancient ritual, these 4 pillars are highly practical, incredible virtues that literally anyone can apply to navigate the crazy complexities of our modern daily lives. Bringing all these distinct elements together, our sources distill the ultimate message of Yogini Ekadashi into 3 key elements. We have shraddha, which is faith, bhakti, which is devotion, and satkarma, which translates to good deeds. The text makes it crystal clear, combining these 3 elements is the true, guaranteed path to obtaining lasting happiness, profound inner peace, and ultimate blessings. It's such a beautifully simple yet deeply profound formula. Believe with your heart, devote your mind, and act with goodness out there in the world. As we near the end of our explainer today, I really want to pass along the warm, concluding blessing that comes directly from the source material we've been studying. The text leaves its readers with a sincere, heartfelt wish for the divine blessings of Lord Sri Hari Vishnu. It wishes that his grace remains always with the devotees and their families, bringing lasting peace and prosperity. It is just such a comforting and beautiful way to cap off the rather rigorous spiritual teachings of this observance. But hey, we definitely don't want to just leave these lessons in the past, trapped in some ancient text. Even if you don't personally observe the strict fasting, the core principles here are totally universal. So here's my question for you. How will you practice the compassion and good deeds, that's sadkarma, inspired by Yogini Ekadashi in your own community this year? I really challenge you to take these 4 pillars of self-control, truth, compassion, and righteousness and apply them to your real life, starting today. Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive on Gyan Darshan. Keep learning, keep reflecting, and I'll see you in our next explainer.